What we really want to do today is to tell you as much as we know about the pattern of the national standards and what that means for the future, to tell you about our version 2 of the standards and what we're doing in the short term. The national standards, I'm sure you've seen in all the documentation, and I've just listed them here for you. There are two sets. There are 5 that I think have been pretty well agreed, and then there's another 5 that are out for consultation, and they're listed there before you, and I won't go through them. I think they're fairly well known. What I have done there is put some asterisks against the ones where it's fairly clear that there is, or there might be overlap between HQC standards and the national standards. And one of the whole objectives of HQC is to make sure, wherever possible, that there's no overlap and duplication, because understandably this is one of the complaints that regulatory agencies such as us get on a very regular basis. Some of you have seen this slide before, but across the bottom there are all 227 public and private hospitals and day centres across Queensland that report to us on a regular basis, and going up from the orange lines here through blue and purple and green and blue are each of the periods that you provided us with information, and you can see that there's been a very pleasing increase in the number of people, number of organisations that are saying, yes, we do meet your standard in that way. To look at that. And what this shows you, and this was for a couple of rounds of compliance along the bottom axis there, is whenever you said yes to that question in 2007, so up here at this end of the spectrum, there were a group of hospitals and facilities that said yes, we meet all, I think it was 53 data points that you had to answer yes to. And up here is when we asked again in 2008 how it had changed. So if you're on that line, it means that whatever you started with, there'd been no change. If you've gone below that line, you've gone backwards. If you've gone up, you've improved your compliance. And what I think you can see here, if you squint and close one eye and put in the right colours, is there's a group down here that's using the traffic light analogy. I think we'd be reasonably comfortable with, and we would try and keep out of their hair, because these are consistently high performing, and that they can't go anywhere. If you've got 100% compliance, well, you've got 100% compliance. You can't go beyond it. There's a group here that you know, the old school reports, you get good marks for best improving student of the year, I guess. But these are where it was low, but it's gone up. And then there's a group down here that worries that they either haven't gone up much or they're going backwards. So our focus in the future, if we're involved in this area, would be to focus on certainly the red area and to a lesser extent the yellow area, but to match our invasiveness, if you like, in how much we require you to report according to your performance. And so what are our positions? Well, unequivocal support for the national standards. It makes sense in a country certainly as small as Australia in population terms to have one set of standards. It's lunacy to have it. As I said, we're in a fluid period at the moment, and we need both short-term and long-term strategies. And the staff, Alison and the staff, will talk about the short-term strategies, which will continue at least until we know a bit more what's going on.